Hey, welcome to Get Your Second Win, the weekly program where I help you get your second win by giving you tips and tools and resources to develop a champion's mindset. Hi, my name is Dacia Moore. I'm a licensed professional counselor and your life coach to help you get your second win. April is Stress Awareness Month. And so we are going to be talking about how to get your second wind and to manage your stress. You cannot be a champion if you don't know how to manage stress and pressure. And I know you want to win. This life is a marathon and you want to be a winner. And I hope that you want to be a winner, and I'm going to help you be a winner. So today we're going to talk about stress. Grab your pen and something to write on, and I'll be right back. That's right. April is Stress Awareness Month, but we need to talk about stress all the time, all year round, because we all manage stress, and that's a good thing. So, again, my name is Dacia Moore. I'm a licensed professional counselor, owner of Second Wind Counseling and Consulting, where I help experts, authors, entrepreneurs, and leaders to improve your emotional intelligence, manage your thinking, increase your effective habits so that you can develop a champion's mindset and win your race. So today we're going to talk about stress. Okay. Now, stress can be good. Okay. We need stress in our lives. Stress can keep you on point. Stress can make you make a decision because you're like, okay, this is too much, or I have had enough and I need to move on, or, whatever the case might be. If you think about it from a physical standpoint, when you are exercising, your muscles and your bones need stress. Did you realize that? Your muscles and your bones need stress in order to strengthen, in order to be strong. So stress can make you stronger. Managing emotional and psychological stress can make you stronger. As a matter of fact, one of the keys in developing a championship mindset is to learn how to manage stress and how to tolerate more and more stress and pressure and manage yourself in that environment so that you can be successful. If you plan on getting promotions to more bigger and greater things, you will have to learn how to manage your stress. Now, again, stress is not necessarily a bad thing, but what we are talking about today is too much stress. That means it has lasted too long, it is too intense, and the frequency of you feeling stressful is too often. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, that's the pain scale that we use. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being very little and 10 being the most that you've ever felt, the most stressed out that you've ever felt, what number would you give your stress? And that number, actually, you can give yourself a number every day. That's a tool that you can use to give yourself a number every day if you are living in a stressful environment. And that can help you at least be aware of your stress. That is the first key in stress management, is the awareness of stress, because stress is subtle. It's very subtle. And most people don't recognize that they are stressed out until they get up to a 8 or 9 on the stress scale. And I had a client tell me last week, I'm a 12, Miss D. I felt like that's too much stress, young lady. And so we got to do something to roll that stress, to dial it down, reel it in, whatever analogy that you want to use. Because when you are stressed out, your body is in a heightened state of awareness and you are emitting hormones. Your brain is perceiving a threat, and your brain then emits hormones in order to keep you safe. And those hormones are what are washing over your internal organs. And that is why stress can be correlated and lead to high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease. I even learned in my research that eczema, you can have an eczema attack. And eczema is a skin disease. You can have an eczema attack when you are stressed out. And I had the experience the other night. So I'm telling, this is personal. I have eczema on my feet. And I noticed the other night, I was thinking about something that was very disturbing. It was a stressful situation, and my feet started giving me the blues. And with eczema on your feet or any part of your skin, you get these itching spells. I don't know if any of you have ever experienced that. If you have, put it in the comments section. Would love to hear that we can commiserate. But you get these itching spells, and that is what happened to me. And it occurred to me, I am stressed out, which is why my feet and my eczema is bothering me. So your body does something when you are stressed out. And so we want to talk about how to reduce your stress so that you can manage yourself better. You can make better decisions. You can ascend to that heightened promotion that you want. You can be a better mother, better spouse, but just a better person in general, better father, whatever the case may be. Some signs of stress, because stress is actually a natural reaction to a threat. And some signs of stress are anxiety. You start feeling anxious, jumpy, kind of nervous. Irritability. You start getting irritable. Your heart rate increases. A lot of times stress causes sleep problems. If you have trouble going to sleep or staying asleep. I have many clients who are stressed. And that's one reason why I'm bringing this to you, because I noticed that it's a common problem. It's an issue for a lot of people. And they just have sleeplessness. They get up in the middle of the night. They're worried. They're churning. Even one of my friends yesterday, she was talking about all the things that she has to do. And it was stressing her out. I could hear it in her voice and just in her energy. And I asked her, I said, have you written these things down? No, it's all in my head, Miss D. Well, get it out of your head and put it on paper. Okay, because when you look at it on paper, you can manage it. You can deal with it. You can see everything that's there. When it's just churning in your head, it will drive you crazy. It will cause more stress. Well, I don't want to really look at it. Well, you know what? You're thinking about it, so you might as well look at it. That's my philosophy. You cannot solve a problem let me say that again. You cannot solve a problem if you don't look at it. So you got to look at it. Well, some of it is finances, and I know I'm short on money and I just don't want to look at it. Well, if you put it on paper, you can manage your cash flow in terms of paying Paul, and then Peter, I'll pay you next week, but you can make decisions based on what you see on paper. All right. When in your head, you are in panic mode. Champions don't operate in panic mode. We are about Second Wind Counseling and Consulting. Get your Second Wind program. This program is about helping you to become a champion. And champions look things straight in the face and you don't make it harder for yourself. You deal with whatever is there. So I'm admonishing somebody right now. You need to write down what's going on in your life, whether that's journaling in the morning or whether that's just writing down all of the things that you have to do. Be sure that you do that. All right. And I'll have another program on journaling, because that can be a real help to you if you do it. So stress can be helpful. Chronic stress is debilitating. 27% of the people reported In this poll by the American Psychological Association, 27% of the people, that's more than 1 in 4, reported that they are so stressed out most days that they cannot function. I have been there. Raise your hand if you have been there, where you have been so stressed out, you're like, I don't know what to do. I have so much to do, I don't even know what to do first. I got this. Hey, I understand. I really do. But the thing about a championship mindset is you have to decide, what is it that only you can do? This is kind of a leadership. I'm getting into a little bit of a leadership talk, but I'm just going to tell you because this is important. One of my clients is struggling. She is in leadership and she's struggling because she's got all of those things. When you are a leader, there are some things that you want to do. There are some things that you have to do, but there are some things that only you can do as the leader. Let me say it again. There's some things that you want to do. There's some things that you have to do, but there are only a few things that only you can do. And as a leader, those things that only you can do are what you need to spend your time on. And that's what you need to write down and then prioritize, of only the things that I can do, or the things that only I can do as the leader. When I was executive director of a nonprofit, I was the only one who could write checks. So I had to prioritize that. There were certain things that only I could do that I did. Managing stress, especially in leadership, means that you have to make a lot of decisions. They call it decision fatigue, where you have so many decisions to make. There is so much to do. You can get overwhelmed. And according to this research, 27% of the people said that they can't even function because they are so overwhelmed. As a champion, or as a developing champion, or developing a champion mindset, it's important that you be able to manage your stress. And that means putting things on paper, looking at only what you can do, or the things that only you can do, and then doing those things. But you've got to manage your stress along the way. And I'm going to tell you how. I'm going to show you how very, very soon. Actually, right now. The first thing is permission to pause. You have got to give yourself permission throughout the day to take a break, even if it's like a 2 to 3 minute break. You can spare 2 to 3 minutes. Yes, you can. I know you think that you can't, but you really, you can. You can go outside, you can close your office door, you can go to the bathroom, and for 3 to 4 minutes, you can give yourself permission to pause, okay? Permission to pause. You can say, Miss D gave me permission to pause, all right? Use me as your excuse, all right? So these are tips on managing your stress. Number 1 is permission to pause. Give yourself permission to pause. Number 2 is box breathing. Oops, hold on. Box breathing. Box breathing is foundational to managing your stress. You have got to learn how to breathe properly in order to dial down your stress response and get from a high number to a medium number. That's when your brain kicks in. You see, the thing about champions is that they have learned how to manage their bodies by managing their breathing. Because the way that you make good decisions, critical decisions, is to be able to think clearly. And when you are stressed out with the thing, you are not thinking clearly. You are clouded. And we want to get rid of those clouds so you can see clearly now. The clouds are gone. You can see clearly, and you can make the best decision possible with the information that you have. Stress management is not only important for you professionally, it can be helpful to students. It can be helpful as you are a spouse, with your family. So box breathing can help you at every area of your life because you're dialing down that stress response. You're not snapping off on people and you're aware of the decisions that you're making. So box breathing, I've got a little, I drew this for you this morning. Can you see it okay? All right, so this is what we do for box breathing. First of all, when you're stressed out, you are breathing in a shallow manner. So box breathing, deep breathing, means that you are inhaling fully into your lungs and your diaphragm. It's also called diaphragmatic breathing because you're inhaling both in your lungs and in your diaphragm, which is right below your lungs. So you want to put, if you're not sure if you're breathing properly, you put one hand on your chest and one hand on where you think your stomach is. And then take a inhale for the count of 4. You should feel both hands rising. Hold for the count of 4. Release to the count of 4. And hold for the count of 4. Now let's do it again. Now let me show you again this little illustration. You want to inhale for the count of 4. Hold for a count of 4. Exhale. I can't do this opposite. Exhale for the count. Oh, there we go. Exhale for the count of 4. I wouldn't be a good Vanna White. Exhale for the count of 4 and then hold for the count of 4. Okay. This is box breathing. In this week's newsletter, I sent about 5 different resources. In my newsletters, I send downloadable links and resources to help you. One of those was the box breathing. So be sure to sign up for my e-newsletter. I'll tell you how in a minute. But let's do it again. Hand on your lungs or chest, hand on your diaphragm. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold for a count of 4. Release for a count of 4 and hold. Now, I suspect that you feel a little bit calmer just by doing 2 box breaths. And I did some talking in between, but it wasn't more than 45 seconds for those 2. 45 seconds. You can give yourself permission to pause and then do 3 or 4 box breathing activities. And if you need to, I am giving you permission or asking you, suggesting to you that you put in your phone to pause, permission to pause in the morning, mid-morning, mid-afternoon, mid-evening. Because what that will do is it will get you in the habit of box breathing, number 1. But as you begin to see the results where you are calm, cool, and collected, you will begin to do your deep breathing even more. Sign up for my newsletter. Here, let me put, where is it? Okay, there we go. Sign up for my monthly newsletter. I have another one going out next week. But I include downloadable links to some really important stress management strategies that will help you. And I know our kids, our children, our school-age children are about to go into testing season. You can teach them how to do this breathing because it will help them. Box breathing helps with stress and anxiety. If you find that you struggle with anxiety, the breathing strategies that I'm sharing in this video, as well as in my newsletter, will help you manage your anxiety. Breathing is foundational to managing stress, anxiety, overwhelm, burnout, any kind of intense feelings that you have. All right. So, and I have a client right now. She is she's a go-getter. Now she's doing it. She's in leadership. She's doing it in leadership. She has several children at home. She's got a husband that she's taking care of. And she says, sometimes, Miss D, when I get home, I have this to do, that to do, she's a chauffeur, she's a cook, she's helping her husband do whatever he's doing. And by the end of the day, she is spent. She is tired. And I asked her, I said, do you take breaks throughout the day? No, I've got things to do. I've got to help people. And I said, well, listen, just like on the airline, when they tell you to put your mask on first, you have got to take care of yourself so that you are healthy enough to take care of everybody else. And what I mean by that is balanced self-care. Now, you hear a lot about self-care, and I think the pendulum for self-care has swung into selfishness, to be quite honest. A lot of people are using self-care as permission to be selfish. That's not what I'm talking about, okay? I'm talking about self-care as something that is required of you to take care of yourself so that you can be at your optimal level, okay? It's not selfishness to take care of yourself, but you've got to have balance, okay? And by that balance, from a Christian perspective, which is where I come from, it is God, husband, you, and then kids. Or it could be God, husband, kids, and then you. But the thing is, you are on the list. I don't know how many women, especially Black women, that I have worked with that are not even putting themselves on the list of things to take care of. You're taking care of everybody else, but you're not taking care of yourself. That is not okay. Because if you're taking care of everybody else, you for sure need to take time to take care of you. All right. You cannot give what you don't have. You can't give from an empty cup. So you've got to fill your cup so that you can give out. All right. So in the next session, next week's Get Your Second Wind, I'm going to be talking about that Black woman superhero thing that many Black women have going on, where you're taking care of everybody else and not yourself. And there are some historical reasons for that, but those reasons are no longer part of our current environment, or not as much, I should say. So we'll talk about that next week. A couple of quotes I want to give you. I love this one because, I specialize in rational emotive behavior therapy. That is a form of cognitive behavior therapy. That's the kind of therapy that I do when I'm working with my counseling clients and my coaching clients as well. And here is a quote by Andrew J. Bernstein, which says, you ready? The truth is that stress doesn't come from your boss. Stress doesn't come from your kids. Stress doesn't come from your house or your spouse, or your house. Stress doesn't come from traffic jams, health challenges, or other circumstances. Stress comes from you. It's what you think about those things. Because how else would you distinguish? How else can you explain the difference between somebody who is a sports champion, who has all those things going on, and you? Now, sure, they have more resources, so they may have more assistants, virtual assistants or personal assistants and things like that. But they also have more to do than you do. Okay. They have more pulling on them, more requirements for public appearances and things like that. So it is not what happens to you that is the problem. It is how you think about what happens to you. As an example, my mother, God rest her soul, I love my mother. I honor her whenever I can. I wish I had done a better job when she was alive, but I'm doing it now. And when I get to heaven, I'll take care of it then as well. But my mother would often say, Daisy, I'm so stressed. Daisy, I'm so stressed. First of all, Mom, you're retired, so I'm not understanding why you're stressed. Because the American dream is that when you retire, you can relax. But that was not the case. I never did ask. Well, I think I did ask her, why are you so stressed, Mom? But she could never pinpoint it. But my point in telling you this, because I didn't know this at the time when she was saying this to me, but since I have become a counselor, what I would say to her, Mom, is by saying that you're stressed, how is that making you feel? More stressed. Yeah. I'm stressed. I'm stressed. I'm stressed. I can't do this. I have so much to do. I'm so overwhelmed. Oh my God, how am I going to get it all done? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Catastrophizing is what it's called. And what you have to do is to change the way you think about it. Wayne Dyer says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So you can say, I'm stressed, I'm stressed, I'm stressed, I'm stressed, I'm stressed, and that adds to your stress. So what I'm suggesting, you want to tell yourself the truth. Okay, now we're not living in la la land. We are living here on the earth where we have challenges. I am stressed. I have a lot to do. I feel very overwhelmed. However, I'm going to do one thing at a time, and I'm going to do what I can with what I have. Okay. You talk to yourself differently. You think differently. You think in an encouraging way. I am stressed. However, I call it the finish your sentence or finish the sentence strategy. I am stressed. However, I will do what I can. I'll finish what I can. I'll get done what I can, because truthfully, that's all you can do anyway, right? So watch your thinking. And that is the last tip, is to watch your self-talk. Okay. Watch your self-talk. You see that little banner right there? If you keep saying you're stressed, you're stressed, you're stressed, I'm overwhelmed, I can't do this, I don't know what to do, that is adding to your stress. So try to say more encouraging words. I will get it done. I can do all things through Christ. I'll do what I can. But you have to manage your thinking. Now, that is easier said than done. And I tell you that every week. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, but doing them is a whole different process. But if you tune into this program every week, or you go to the YouTube channel and you find it there, over time, you will shift your habits and how you think. And that is what will help you to develop a champion's mindset. And that's what it's all about. So stay in touch with me. You can go to my website, secondwindcc.com, sign up for the Second Wind snippet, stay in touch with me, and get those downloadable resources that I share with my community, because life is a marathon. And you need to stop wasting time and get your second wind and finish your race. I hope you enjoyed today's program, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.